Happening now, a shakeup in the County Department of Health as their longtime director is leaving her post at the end of the month.
We're looking to, move in a different direction now.
A look at the path forward next. And license plate readers and life-saving equipment are on the horizon for Jamestown's police and fire departments. Plus, with 41 days to go.
It looked a lot different than it did on Thursday when it was 70 degrees and we noticed the Christmas tree was up. It's a little colder and a little bit of snow here and there. It's definitely changing.
It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas here in Jamestown.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Yeah, it certainly is out there. Thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up, but first, Chicago County's health director will not be reappointed for another term in office. County Executive P.J. Wendell announced that news this morning, saying that Christine Schuyler, the County Department of Health and Human Services Director, will not be tapped to continue in her role. Her last day with Chautauqua County will be Tuesday, November 29th. The county executive expects to announce the reorganization of the county's Human Services Department by sometime early next year. We caught up with him just a few minutes ago about Christine Schuyler's departure and the reasoning behind it.
Well, what we're doing is we are creating a restructure. We, under the Edwards administration, they combine social services with the health department. We're looking to, move in a different direction now with Carmela Hernandez and the Department of Mental Hygiene. We're looking at a new structure where social services and mental hygiene would now be, under the same leadership.
Now, with Schuyler's departure, Wendell has assigned physician Michael Folk to additional duties, acting as the interim public health director overseeing the Division of Public Health. Deputy Commissioner of Social Services John Anderson will serve as the interim basis as the acting Social Security Commissioner overseeing the agency's 5 divisions of social services. License plate readers and life-saving equipment, they're on the horizon for Jamestown's police and fire departments as part of next year's proposed budget. Our Bronson Rasmussen joins us live in the newsroom with more on the spending plan ahead and what all this could mean for really life-saving resources here in our community, Bronson.
Yes, Justin. The aforementioned is included in Mayor Eddie Sundquist's 2023 executive budget, which is currently under review by City Council. In total, 5 license plate readers, which would be installed at major entrances to the municipality, come with a $90,000 price tag.
They're stationary at the major points of entry and exit to the city, and that will allow us to investigate crimes that happen in the city where people oftentimes leave the city, whether they go back to Buffalo or wherever.
While the equipment upgrades are important, an area of concern for Jamestown Police Department Chief Tim Jackson is salaries. This year, the department is over budget, and the 2023 spending plan shows a decrease in allocated funding. This is especially a problem when it comes to New York State mandated roles, like the city's K-9 handler.
I calculate the amount will be $15,549, and we were allocated $10,000 this year, so we're going to exceed that, or next year, I should say. So we're going to exceed that.
The fire department, meanwhile, is mainly looking to acquire new emergency escape systems. The current gear is 12 years old and no longer works as intended.
Our current rope system has passed its useful life. It's a state law and it's an NFPA requirement that we have each active firefighter that's engaged in fire suppression have a rope system available to them in the event of an emergency where you're in a tall building and you need to self-escape. So using this room for an example, if a firefighter was in here, the building was on fire, and they became trapped, the only way they're going to get out is to go out the window. Going out the window is going to be certain severe injury or death if they go out there.
The 2 departments also want to address vehicle quality, with both chiefs asking for additional funding to improve their respective fleets. This week, budgets for the Department of Development and the Fenton History Center are up for review. The Jamestown City Council has until December to pass a budget for next year. Live in the newsroom, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Brunson, thank you. A 41-year-old Jamestown man is accused of stealing a pickup truck from the city's north side. Officers with JPD responded to the area of 628 Prendergast Avenue to investigate this alleged crime last Wednesday. Following a probe there, it's alleged that Brandon Golatry drove off in a 2004 Dodge pickup. The truck's owner told officers he was unloading lawn care equipment at that time. Around an hour later, police located the truck parked and unoccupied in a driveway on North Main Street. After reviewing security footage from a nearby business, the man was identified. He was arrested a short time later and charged with third-degree grand larceny. A project shining a spotlight on the diversity of Chautauqua County by a local artist was put on display over the weekend. On Friday, Westfield artist Kathleen Gabreth unveiled a collection of more than 40 oil paintings that she calls Painting the Faces of Chautauqua County. This exhibit was shown off at the former train station on English Street in the village of Westfield and was followed by an artist talk Saturday. Now, the artist, who has won numerous awards in national art competitions, stated the project with the goal of showcasing a variety of backgrounds among county residents who are pictured there.
I've been a portrait painter all my life. And to me, your life is in your face. And the older you are, the more life that you've lived, the more of your story is written on your face and in your eyes. And I wanted to highlight that and let people see how wonderful they are, but let other people see how wonderful they are as well.
The showcase will be closed over the winter, but Galbraith says it will be open to the public throughout the summer of 2023. For more information on her work and to see the full paintings, the Faces of Chautauqua County Gallery, you can check out our website at KatherineGalbraithFineArt.com. We got a link to that at WNYNewsNow.com as well. Well, with just around a dusting of new fallen snow in Jamestown over the weekend, many might be getting into the holiday spirit around our community. In downtown Jamestown today, those with the city's Parks Department were feeling festive as they continued preparations to get this year's Christmas tree ready for its grand debut next month. The 40-foot Norway spruce was harvested from New Hope Community Church last Tuesday before it was brought to Jamestown City Hall for display at Tracy Plaza. Over the next few weeks, crews will work to prepare the tree for display. Now, our cameras caught the pruning process as arborists cut and trimmed excess greenery. In the end, the spruce will be decked out with over 3,000 energy-saving LED lights ahead of this year's lighting ceremony during the Christmas parade. Now, for onlookers like Chris Gorman and Leanne Austin, seeing the work and the snow has helped spread some holiday cheer. However, they aren't too happy about the white and fluffy.
It looked a lot different than it did on Thursday when it was 70 degrees and we noticed the Christmas tree was up. It's a little colder and a little bit of snow here and there. It's definitely changing. Yeah. Seasons are changing.
I don't mind a green tree and a green Christmas. I don't need the snow after Christmas.
Yeah. You know, I've heard that a lot, Dakota. A lot of people, they love it for the Christmas holiday. I mean, I do, but at the same time, we don't want it necessarily, you know, like mid-February, it gets a little old. And I can't believe, it's what, November 14th today, and we're talking about this storyline already.
Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, you know, I'm in that same boat. I like snow around the holidays, around New Year's. Then after that, it can go away because I don't know if you notice, like after January, the snow gets brown. Yeah. And it's just slushy and disgusting.
Like this weekend, it was beautiful. I actually was thinking about putting up my tree, not going to lie.
We have ours up.
Yeah.
Ours was fully decorated. We got it done yesterday.
That is awesome.
Sleigh bells are ringing.
There's so many people out there. I saw the pics on Facebook. It's like Christmas, and then we celebrate Thanksgiving, and then we go back.
Nobody cares about Thanksgiving. It's all Christmas.
It's just turkey, right?
Yeah, it's just turkey, but then you get into the real season, the real holiday, which is Christmas. Here are some of those snowfall totals from yesterday. We just segue right into it. That's what we do here. 4.5 inches in the town of Cattaraugus, 2.6 in the town of Ishway, which is in the hills of Cattaraugus County. 1.3 in Kennedy. You can see the totals drop off once you work into Chautauqua County. That's where those heavier snow bands were over the weekend from lake effect. And the lake effect snow band that we had fizzled out. Now we're just going to be left with mainly partly sunny skies, even though the clouds are still kind of thick right now across the area as of early this afternoon. 34 was the high yesterday only. We started the day at 29, 71, and 7 are the records. So through the afternoon, a few lingering light snow showers, partly sunny, but a cold afternoon, 32 to 40. Those are the high temps today with that south wind. Now we are going to continue with a few snow showers through the week. We'll talk about it with the Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-Day in just a few minutes.
All right, Dakota, we'll see you back. Thank you very much. As we continue with Thanksgiving, now just under 2 weeks away, as we mentioned, the state fire officials, they're outlining some tips to keep you and your family safe. And later we're breaking down the Buffalo Bills loss Sunday in Orchard Park. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than Deweyes Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on Deweyes Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. Deweyes Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Well, with Thanksgiving coming up, New York State is reminding everyone to stay safe while cooking your holiday meal. The Firefighters Association of New York says that the state has already experienced 118 home fire fatalities compared to 85 at this time last year, an almost 50% increase. So what can you do to protect yourself? Well, for starters, be careful if you decide to fry a turkey because it's dangerous to do so. Officials say that if you still want to use your deep fry method, the turkey must be completely thawed before frying. The cooking should also occur outside and away from any flammable objects. Other tips from the state recommend including remaining in the kitchen at all times while you're cooking anything, using a timer when boiling or simmering, and making sure your smoke detectors are working. That's a key aspect of it here. Well, the Buffalo Bills star quarterback coughed up 3 turnovers against the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday. Erie News Now's John Leidick recaps the contest for us.
The biggest question surrounding Week 10 in the NFL, would Bills quarterback Josh Allen play? And if he did, how effective would he be? Well, the answer coming Sunday at 1 o'clock. Allen indeed active in getting the start against the 7-1 Minnesota Vikings. Opening drive for Minnesota, Kirk Cousins to his favorite target, Justin Jefferson. Man, is he good. 22 yards, 7-0. Devin Singletary didn't have a rushing touchdown entering Week 10. That changes here to even things at 7, and then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. His second rushing touchdown of the day, Bills in front 14-7. Off a Vikings turnover late in the second quarter, Josh Allen capitalizes on the mistake to Gabe Davis, 11-yard score. 24-10, Buffalo rocking and rolling. The fans loving it all. But 27-10, late third, still in a good spot. That is until Dalvin Cook, one-step dance. He is gone. 81 yards with a reservation for 6. And all of a sudden, it's just a 10-point game as we flip the page to the fourth. after Josh Allen was intercepted by Patrick Peterson in the end zone. Vikings drive, and C.J. Ham finishes it. 6 minutes later, it's a 4-point ball game. After the Bills punt, Minnesota knocking 4th and goal. Defense for Buffalo with the stop. So all was calm with under a minute to play, right? But the Bills try to sneak out of the end zone, and it's fumbled by Josh Allen. Eric Kendricks recovers. 30-27, disaster striking for the Bills offense. But the Bills still with enough time to march down the field and get a field goal to send this one into overtime. So a new life for Buffalo. Vikings, though, get the ball first, and it's Greg Joseph from 33 on their first possession. So the Vikings push in front again, but the Bills driving. However, Josh Allen intercepted by Patrick Peterson for a second time in the game. This one ends it. The Vikings come back complete as the Bills squander the victory and drop a second straight contest.
State officials are reminding drivers of the consequences of failing to obey Pennsylvania's school bus stopping law. Drivers convicted of violating the school bus stopping law will receive a 60-day license suspension, 5 points on their driving record, and a $250 fine. The school year also marks the launch of the school bus side stop single arm initiative system, which uses campaigns and cameras to capture any violators. Civil penalties associated with the new system include a $300 fine to registered vehicle owners. Vehicles should always stop at least 10 feet prior to a school bus with flashing lights and side stop arm activated. The only exception is when a highway divider is in place, a physical barrier between the oncoming and departing traffic. Officials say drivers should always use caution when near school buses, especially now as the days are getting shorter and things are getting darker.
It's our duty to follow the law and stop for buses while children are getting on or off. No errand, meeting, or engagement is more important than a child's life, so slow down and be aware of your surroundings when you're behind the wheel. Put down your phone and eliminate distractions, and follow the rules of the road.
Now, convictions for violating the school bus stopping law increased from 314 in 2020 to 348 in 2021. Well, coming up next, we take a full look at our weather forecast and the latest threat for some significant snowfall this week. Stay with us.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
There are two silver linings here. One, that no injuries were reported, and two, they were able to contain the fire from spreading further.
Western New York has a new congressional member representing them.
One of the things that made Betty White so unique was the fact that she connected generations of fans throughout the decades. Take a look at the display here.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Slow down, and move over. Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights, vests.
please give us some room.
Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger is real. Do your part.
Please
Slow down, and move over.
move over.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense weather.
Well, welcome back, everybody. And it was a winter wonderland over the weekend. Our friend Don was able to get out and capture some of the snowfall across the region yesterday. So, you know, not our first snowfall because we've had snow earlier this year so far. summer, but still, just a reminder that winter is on its way. Also, don't forget, tomorrow the National Weather Service is holding storm spotter training up in Buffalo tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Now, this is a winter storm spotter training session, and the differences have to do with the content that is presented. The spring sessions deal with severe weather, thunderstorms, tornadoes, where the winter sessions focus on winter weather, winter storms, lake effect snow, ice, cold, things like that. And we need more spotters, and it's also encouraged that even if you went through the spring training, to go through the winter, because the content is entirely new, and the Weather Service also updated the winter training as well. So a lot of new content. That's Mayville tomorrow night at the county municipal building. To register, go to weather.gov/BUF/Skywarn. It's free to attend and free to register. Cloudy downtown right now. Pair of threes as of noon hour. A west wind of 7 that knocks our wind chill down to 27. That's what it feels like. So it's going to be one of those heavy coats kind of day. You probably already dug it out this morning, so you're going to need it on the way home as well. Temperatures aren't budging past there too much. And the cold air is going to continue to get reinforced here. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. And where you see that dark purple, that is indicative of a favoring a well below average pattern going all the way through the end of the month. And as Justin mentioned, we are watching the potential for maybe some significant lake effect snow to set up across Lake Erie over the weekend, and especially later in the week. We'll give you more details on that a little bit later on. But so far, we're kind of quiet. High pressure kind of building in now that's kind of tapering off the lake effect snow machine, but we are going to deal with a few leftover flakes, and especially into tomorrow. So the newest radar feature scan does pick up on a couple of those limited light lake effect snowflakes. They'll taper off through the overnight hours tonight. We should be partly to mostly cloudy through the overnight hours tonight. Temperatures down into the 20s for most. Now, it does try to bring in some rain showers through early tomorrow and especially into the afternoon. But then as temperatures drop, we'll change over to snow, maybe even a brief period of wintry mix going into Wednesday. And I think snow totals are going to range probably around an additional inch to inch and a half, depending on your exact location. Most locations will likely see nothing. So the next 7 days are right here on the screen. So you can see we're going to still be dealing with snow Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Potential for that wintry mix. Here is the bigger issue. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Notice the temperatures going down into the 20s for Saturday. That will likely set the stage for significant lake effect snow. We still need to do timing and exact amounts, but again, we'll give you more details on that, Justin, as the week progresses.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know one of the things that you're pretty vocal about is really after that 3-day mark, you don't have necessarily accurate data yet, so it's still kind of premature to say how
That's
much
right.
and specifically where, especially with that lake effect.
Yep.
You don't know.
It's
where
all
the wind's-
localized.
where the wind's going to blow. Dakota, thank you very much. Well, let's get some headlines now from around the nation. And according to a new study, emergency room visits for children having suicidal thoughts has been increasing steadily. The increase started even before the pandemic. The study, published in the journal Pediatrics, looked at Illinois' hospital data from January 2016 to 2021. During that time, more than 81,000 visits were young people coded as suicide idealization. About 25% of those visits turned into hospital stays. The studies found that those who visited the ER with suicidal thoughts increased 59% from 2016 to 2021, and hospitalizations for suicidal thoughts increased 57% between fall of 19 and 2020. Well, a crucial victory in Nevada has led to Democrats regaining control of the Senate for the next 2 years. Now, all eyes are on who will gain control of the U.S. House, which is still up for grabs. Gloria Pazmino has the latest.
This is such a cause for celebration.
A celebration indeed for Democrats, who will now retain control of the Senate on Capitol Hill. The critical win comes after Nevada Democratic incumbent Catherine Cortez Masto defeated Republican challenger Adam Laxalt after trailing him for days as votes were counted.
We've known this was going to be a tough campaign, but like all of you, I'm a Nevadan, and I know what it takes to deliver for my home state.
We won because we had a really good agenda that we actually passed, that helped the American people on things they cared about.
This should have been a huge red wave. it should have been one of the biggest red waves we've ever had because, the President Biden's approval rating was so low.
Democrats managed to hold at least 50 seats in the Senate. The victory comes as a major boost for President Joe Biden. Now the question remains, who will control the House? So far, Democrats hold 204 seats to Republicans' 211. The number needed to control the lower chamber is 218 seats.
Let's just get through the election, okay? They haven't won yet.
As I've said all along, it'd be perilously close. We can win it. Whether we're going to win it remains to be seen.
And we may not find out who wins the House for weeks. As the vote count continues in states like Arizona, California, and Oregon with a large share of mail-in ballots. I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Gloria, thank you. Meanwhile, in Georgia, Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock and Republican challenger Herschel Walker, they're facing off again in a runoff come December 6th after neither candidate cleared the 50% threshold for that state. Well, this is a big day for U.S. diplomacy. President Joe Biden is attending the G20 summit in Indonesia. He's called for expelling Russia from that vote. Before the summit, Biden had two-pronged meetings with Chinese President Xi Jinping on his agenda. It's their first in-person conversation since Biden became president. Biden says he wants to make sure competition with China doesn't dissolve into conflict. In May, Biden said he'd draw the line if China used force to take over Taiwan. Then in August, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited the self-governing island. China responded by suspending some aspects of their relations with the U.S. Well, coming up next, in a WNY News Now special report, we're following up on our coverage from Ukraine, taking a look at how refugees are building a new life in a foreign land. Our Rachel Knapp is this exclusive story when we come back.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
The issue for the agriculture community and some GOP lawmakers is the new financial burden.
The DA telling me he's received 30,000 files alone from New York State Police in the form of things like PDF files, Excel sheets, and video evidence.
Once those four graduate from the academy, it will leave the city of Jamestown with 60 firefighters.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
We've sent our crews back to Europe to cover the crisis in Ukraine. They're currently in England, where many refugees they met earlier in Poland now have temporarily resettled. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp sharing how these refugees are trying to build a new life for themselves in a foreign land.
Every Saturday in a church in the city center of Hastings, England, a handful of Ukrainian refugees gather. They prepare traditional Ukrainian food, listen to popular Ukrainian music, and every now and then break out into song.
The fact that there are other people from your homeland is very helpful.
Varta has never been to England before she fled here due to the war. She says it's been tough to be in Hastings while her mom stays at their home in southern Ukraine.
You always can come here in this place, and the owners of this place, they kindly, they were, happy to invite us here, and we are happy to be here. And it's really important to speak your native language, your mother language. So I think the language is the main reason why I go here every week.
Just to have some normalcy. Correct?
Yes.
For them, these weekly gatherings have become a place where they can lean on each other, celebrating the good news of Ukraine's advances or supporting each other during this war.
I lost my home, but I've got a family, much more than I could even imagine.
These gatherings have given them a sense of shared community, something valuable in a foreign land.
It seems like we are stuck because we have families there, and also we have the opportunity to build new life here. And you can't do it because you always look back, you can't go further if you're looking back all the time. So it's this feeling. I have never thought about this because I have never been a refugee. And now I understand all of these people from Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, everywhere.
In England, Rachel Knapp reporting.
Wow, such an incredible story there, Rachel. Thank you for sharing that. And she will continue her journey into Poland and eventually Ukraine as part of this special series you'll be seeing on Lily Broadcasting stations and partners. That's it for us today. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.